A Drumeo exclusive, exploring beats, featuring the grooves and rhythms from Dr. Dre, Timbaland, DJ Premier, The Neptunes, Madlib, Black Milk, Kanye West, Pete Rock, No ID, and J.
This looks terrible.
Oh, thanks, Gary.
Well, at least you covered Timbaland. I sure love his products. See ya.
Okay. Well, welcome to Exploring Beats, where we explore some beats.
Oh, nice one.
I've always wanted to kind of dig into my favorite hip-hop grooves and pick them apart and try and recreate them from the ground up to kind of see what I could learn. So when Jared and Dave gave Jordy and I an opportunity to produce a show, that's exactly what we did. In every episode, we kind of take 3 hand-picked grooves from some of my favorite hip-hop producers, and we did our best to kind of meticulously recreate the music with all the subtle timing. So when you're learning how to play these grooves, you're not just sitting there playing grooves, you're actually trying to sit the groove inside of the music as close as possible to how the producer initially intended. It's a little bit of a crazy groove boot camp, and things get really weird. I think you'll dig it. Gary.
What?
I think you pressed pause a little too soon. Things were just about to get good.
Yeah, I doubt that. Let's see. Here we go. Get out of here.
We follow Gary on his hero's journey as he confronts love, betrayal, weight loss, and his search for a deep and meaningful life. There's some drumming as well. Remember your mission.
That's the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carson Gant.
Hey,
How's it going, buddy?
so good.
Dude, you're here, and you did it.
I know, my
Okay.
mouth is dry.
Yeah, well, get you some water. The thing about these Drumeo events is they go by so fast, and so they start, and then all of a sudden an hour is gone. So we're excited to have you here. We're excited because this is something completely different than we've ever done before. Me and Mr. David Atkinson. What is your name again? David Attenborough?
Thank you. Yeah. We got something exciting about this whole lesson. We're obviously going to talk about exploring hip hop grooves.
Yeah.
What song was that? What was that track you just played?
Oh, so that was a groove based on a track called Runaway by Kanye West.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we got a really cool announcement we'll talk about in just a little bit. But for those who haven't even seen Carson Gant online, you got to go check him out. He is a great dude, an amazing drummer. He's won up drum vids on YouTube, and just search for him all over the place. You'll find him and
Search for me everywhere. Yeah.
So I originally found his vids. I think I posted something that said, what is some undiscovered people or whatever. I do this on Instagram and Facebook regularly, and so everyone's like, oh, you got to go check out one of Drum Vids or Carson Gant. So I'm like, I think this is how it went. Thinking back, and then as I went and checked it out, I'm like, oh, this guy's great. It's something different. You know, the whole hip hop element to what you're doing and how you're learning to play this kind of stuff. Like hip hop is the #1 music in the world right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think this last year it just surpassed rock. It's like 33% of the current sales in the market. Don't quote me on it, but 97% of stats are made up on the spot, right? But 33% of the market is currently hip hop music. And so the fact that you're really getting into this and really understanding the subtleties of it was awesome. And so I contacted you. I'm like, what can we do to get a 10-episode series that's made exclusively for Drumeo students? Because we have a great community of drummers who are subscribed to Drumeo. And you came up with this idea called essentially exploring beats.
Yeah.
With the first one called we're doing on hip hop beats.
So I always kind of wanted to pick apart my favorite hip hop grooves and like recreate them. And Jordy, who I made all the videos with, he's an incredible music producer. And so we would kind of pick the grooves that I love the drums the most, and then he kind of had to sign off and be like, yeah, I dig the music as well. And then we would just try and learn them as kind of precise as possible, and he would try and recreate the track, you know, obviously slightly different for copyright reasons, and and just really try and dissect them, and also with the whole thing of having Gary having a little storyline going on in the background, so it was entertaining to watch and hopefully covered some cool concepts as well.
Yeah. So you'll find that you'll be watching Carson and Jordy's lesson series, and you're going to start learning stuff without you even knowing. You'll be getting entertained. Like, oh my goodness! You'll be sitting there at night before bed having a wobbly pop. They'll be turning on you,
right?
Lying in bed, and they're going to learn some really cool things about hip hop beats, where just the awareness of this is going to translate into their playing. And this is what I love about it. This is what I love about what Carson does. You don't even know, I think.
I definitely don't know.
He's so humble. He's such a nice guy. And it's because you're Canadian. I mean, come on now. All the way from Calgary.
I tried to hold the door for Jared earlier today, and then he kind of ran around and we held it for each other, and we didn't go anywhere.
It's a Canadian argument.
Right. A Canadian standoff.
Canadian standoff, that's what it is. So there's the whole series. The reason why I think it's going to be so good is not only is the story of Gary really cool and interesting, but the beats are awesome. You chose some incredible DJs to break down. You are producers, to break down. Also, you have tracks for each one of these songs, too. What you heard in the beginning is a track from one of the episodes that you're going to be able to download. And the whole episode or the lesson today, you're going to be breaking down 5 grooves for everyone, and all the tracks that you're going to be playing are going to be available inside of the show. It's sweet.
Totally.
Yeah. Cool. So let's get into the first thing. Now, there's 10 episodes, and we're just kind of giving you a small taste of it. If you want more, I'd highly recommend you go and check out Drumeo Edge. First of all, you support guys like Carson. Second of all, you support guys like me and Dave, Ross behind the camera, Taylor, T over there. Oh. We love doing this and providing you guys with some of the best education online, and this just helps the world continue to go around. So, plus you get all the songs and all the PDFs. And
there's 30 tracks.
There's 30 tracks, right? So let's start with number 1. What do you got for us?
Okay, so the first groove, this is based on a track called "I Used to Love Her." It's a common track, but it was produced by a guy. It was produced by a guy named No ID, who's an incredible producer out of Chicago.
His name is No ID.
No ID, yeah. No one knows who he is. So.
Really?
Yeah. No, they do.
Okay.
Sorry.
May I see some identification, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
Here, insert cheesy dad joke. I'm the worst with that, man.
Thank you. That was better than my joke. So it's it's a pretty simple groove. It's kind of all about the intricacies of it. So it's just 8th notes on the hi-hats, and do I just want to play it?
Yeah, man. Play the groove, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
So it's like you're just kind of digging in, and you got the triplet kick tying the bars together, and it's one of those ones where when you're playing it without the music, it's like, oh, that's simple enough, but really trying to get it to sit within the practice track with kind of the sub bass lines and things like that, it's actually kind of tricky. So
the thing about these grooves I find is, like, written out, that groove looks like a beginner drum groove.
Yeah, totally.
But playing it in the way where you're pushing the bass drum, it's slowing down, speeding up, the hi-hat, all the little intricacies. This is where it really starts to take shape, and it goes from you sounding like a beginner to, like, you know, we were talking about Daru Jones, we were talking about some of these great drummers like Chris Daddy Dave, all these guys who are able to kind of manipulate not only like the full bar, but manipulate this eighth note. I want this eighth note a little bit behind. I want the next eighth note dead on. And so if you listen to what he's doing with the track, you're going to hear how he's making those groove manipulations. You don't even realize how hard, hopefully, yeah. So let's try it with the track now, yeah?
Cool, yeah, totally.
So when it comes to the development of that, what do you do? How are you thinking of it? Like, are you practicing that push and pull, or is it something you're just trying to, you play repetitively until you finally get it to sound the way you like?
I think it's a lot about every piece of music kind of has a clave kind of built into it, kind of like the main structure of it, that if you're always hearing that and playing off of what that is, most of what you do should sound okay. So I try and find kind of, normally it's off the bass line, and I just really trying to sing the bass line in my head, and because the original of this already exists, I've got a target that I'm aiming at. So it's a lot of time spent kind of playing to the original tracks and then recording myself, and sometimes things that you just don't even hear in the moment, they just stick out at you once you listen to yourself playing to them, like these nasty flans, and then you just know that you're not hearing it correctly yet, and you kind of got to adjust your ear, and and then things start to come together.
Cool, man. Awesome. Let's go on to number 2. What do you got for us?
Oh, this one is so hard. This song is called The Rain by Missy Elliott, and it's produced by Timbaland. This is on episode 2. Okay. And I love Timbaland's beats. They're a lot of his beats are kind of 8-bar phrases with these tiny little intricacies. So this one is... oh,
you got to put on the splash?
Yeah, I got to put the splash cymbal on because it's kind of got a really high-pitched electronic sound.
And the clip we're going to be showing you later of the new series, the whole Timbaland thing is going to be in there a little bit with Gary.
Oh, Timbaland or Dr. Dre?
No.
Oh, Timbaland. That's right. He's wearing the Timbaland boots.
Don't tell him.
Oh, sorry.
That's foreshadowing to keep people watching longer.
Just play the groove, man.
Yeah, right.
Play the groove.
Okay, so this is a weird one. There's kind of.
Man.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you ruined it. I ruined it.
No, we ruined it.
We all.
So this groove is it's a weird one. It's pretty slow. When you hear the original, it's a lot kind of slower than you'd expect. And there's these little kind of swung things on the hi-hat. So you can either play them all with one hand or you can play them with two hands. But essentially, it's so that's the 8-bar phrase.
Nice.
And it's it's a weird one. It's super robotic and when you listen back, like there's very few times I've listened back and been like, nailed it, but still working on it for sure.
You know, it's incredible because as you see the evolution of music, and like you listen to like the funky drummer beat,
Right.
with Clyde Stubblefield and Jabbo Starks, and some of the things that this producer stole from those guys' grooves, which were heavily sampled,
Right.
but they created their own spin on it. It's like this was clearly influenced by that groove, and now they kind of made it their own, and this is how things continue to evolve over time.
Totally.
Like the stuff where you're accenting the hi-hat with the shoulder of the stick and it hits the tip of the stick, then you're doing the opens.
Right.
There's so much little things going on. So is this all notated in each of the sheet music when it comes to all those accented notes?
Oh yeah, we're gonna add those in after this lesson.
Nice. So can you play with the track and we can hear how it sounds?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay.
This is a Rubik's Cube.
Okay.
It sounds like there's crickets in this track.
Oh, there's crickets. Yeah, we put crickets right in the track.
I love
Just
it,
give
man.
that relaxed feeling so you can
Yeah.
try and play it okay.
Yeah. So you're able to download that track. It's in part of the episode. You get drumless version with and without click. Download the sheet music now, though, because you can learn all these beats that he's teaching you. If you're on Drumeo, you can click and get the sheet music. But
By the way, I just felt like I was
At a
reading
swamp?
the YouTube
Oh.
comments in real life because Dave just like types on his.
I'm
Word
writing
thing.
notes for him.
He's like, "You're talking too much." Like, okay,
shut
come
up
on.
and let
Just shut
Carson play.
They're ruthless on there.
No, he's telling me this right now.
I'm relaying all your
It's enough that I have to read the YouTube comments about myself sometimes. So many people are nice, but seriously, some of you are being. That sounded incredible, man.
Oh,
Really
thanks.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's probably one of the trickier ones in the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you recommend people start with like a simpler version of that, like maybe without the open hi-hat?
Yeah, totally. Yep. absolutely. I would just not do anything on the hi-hat and just keep it straight eighth notes. That's how I learned it for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Let's go into the third one because in an effort to talk less, I'm going to keep you playing more. Number 3.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is.
See what I have to deal with?
Oh yeah.
This guy's ruthless.
So hard. What's the next one? What's the next one?
Gotta get rid of this guy.
By the way, big thanks to Zildjian. Hey, you're endorsed by them?
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
Emily at Zildjian is.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
She's
company.
great.
So awesome.
And you're the first one to play this Rogers kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're making a comeback, I hear.
Yeah, this is a new Dynasonic. So yeah, they're making a comeback. This was the same as my second kit I ever had. Sorry, I stopped talking. Just shut up, dude. I can't help it. I'm just here to talk. I don't feel like
I feel
I'm not even thinking about other people watching. I'm just thinking. I'm just saying.
I totally get it. Carson, what's number 3?
Okay, number 3 is awesome. It's a track called True Lies, and it was produced by one of my favorite hip-hop producers named Black Milk. And it's Daru Jones played the drums on the original track, and if you haven't checked out him, he's like just one of the sickest drummers ever, and he plays with Jack White and everyone, Pete Rock. It's pretty cool. So it's another 16th note groove. Oh, that last one wasn't 16th note, but but it is another 16th note groove. And it's like a really kind of a lazy feel, and the 16th notes are kind of swung, and the snare's still kind of popping. So yeah, just kind of like this.
Okay, whenever you.
You know, it's kind of got like a weird lope to it a little bit. It's kind of on the ands, sort of.
It's like in the pocket. Or it's in the pocket.
You try and put it in the pocket.
I should stop talking. Play it to the track. Play it to the track.
You put it in the pocket. Gotta try.
Dude, that sounds great. As a drummer who's like always tried to stay dead on the beat,
Right.
I just listen. I like close my eyes and listen to it. I'm like, how would I? Like you play it so consistently with the pushes and pull, and it sounds so incredible.
Oh, well,
And
it's not always.
yeah, it must have taken you a long time to. Did it not, or it just comes? Nobody.
No, it's the music that I really love.
Yeah.
So it's no chore for me to kind of sit there and try and figure these things out because it's just makes me happy.
Makes you happy. I love it because you can read the sheet music all you want, but learning the beats on paper, it's totally different than playing. It's almost like you looked awkward when you're playing that.
Oh, I look awkward all the time. So
What do
this
you got
next
for us?
groove,
Yes.
this is a Pete Rock groove, and it's based on a track called "To My Advantage" off of his record Pete Instrumentals, but it's only on the 10th anniversary edition. So for you Spotify people who are gonna look it up, it's only on that version of it. But so this is another 16th note groove, I can say now, and it's way straighter, and it's kind of like what you were saying, where you're trying to keep it kind of dead on.
Yeah.
So it's it's a cool beat because it's a 4-bar phrase, and the kick drum only lands on the one of bars 1 and 3, and so the kicks are kind of bouncing all over the place in between it, and it kind of gives a sense of buoyancy or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
it's that's how it goes.
Can you play it a little slower?
Yeah, totally. So if you're just 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Nice.
that's it a little bit slower. Yeah.
Very
Let's
cool.
hear it with a track. Nice. Man, I was just waiting for Gary to come and spit fire.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, right.
Okay, the one episode where he like begs you to spit fire or freestyle.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, fine, you let him.
Oh, yeah, Gary does freestyle.
I watched that like 5 or 6
Really?
times. Oh, it was the funniest part.
We almost didn't keep that in the series. We almost told you to take it out.
It was a little edgy.
It was a little edgy.
We just bleeped out all the swear words.
But it is Drumeo Edge.
Oh yeah, it is Drumeo edge. We try to keep it as edgy as possible while still being on the verge of an edge.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
totally.
sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. All right, man. Let's do the last one. Beat number 5.
Yeah, what do you
Beat
got
number
for us?
so beat number 5, it's a Jay Dilla beat. If you haven't heard of Jay Dilla, he's probably my favorite hip hop producer, definitely of all time. And it's a hard beat to find, but it's on a mixtape called The First Installment, and the beat's called Track 36 because as far as the version I have, they're not named. So yeah, and it's a really weird beat because it's like, I mean, there's a lot of people playing Dilla on YouTube and stuff. This one's a little different. It's still got a weird lilt. It's not straight. It's certainly not fully swung. It's somewhere in the middle.
In the cracks.
Yeah, somewhere in the cracks.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of cool. There's some buzz rolls. Yeah, I'll play it.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. I'll try and play it. It's hard to play without the music because you kind of play off of it so much, but I'll do my best.
I believe you can do it.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll do it while staring at you.
Okay.
Oh, I can't do this. without anything, you're like, that
Right.
dude just began drumming.
It's like pushing a bunch of pots and pans down the steps.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Day
Oh,
one.
man. Yeah.
No, but I can appreciate all of the little types of things that you're doing there within the groove and how you're like adding in the little extra hi-hat hits and the phrasing.
Those were hard.
Yeah,
Because it
super
swung, it's like swung, and then those are like, it's like a swing inside of a swing.
Yeah.
It took me forever. I still don't think I have them dead on, but it's
Yeah.
like, it's a weird, yeah, it's
That's
tricky.
cool. And this is what's so cool about it. I don't know if I could spend that much time to learn that, but I know I really enjoy watching you and hearing you explain it because I'm like a total drum nerd with this kind of stuff. So I think it's great, man.
Oh, it's awesome.
Let's hear it with the track. Sorry, I'll shut up. At least I talk, unlike you.
Yeah,
Just
Dave,
sits
you haven't
there.
said much.
I don't need to. Nice, man. All right, so those are just 5 examples of how many? 30? I think you do 30 songs.
Yeah, totally, 30.
Yeah. So it's going to be really cool. We're launching the first episode on September 28th, 2018. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably already released. You can check it out inside of Drum. You got to be an Edge member for it. Download all the tracks, all the sheet music and all that for it. Thank you so much, Carson.
Thank you guys. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? It's been a pleasure.
This has been great. You know, we've worked together for 6 months now, has it been? Or
Yeah.
how long has it taken?
Well, I met you at Nam for
Right.
the first time in January, and then
You always
yeah.
say it like Nam, like Vietnam.
Isn't that how you say it?
Yeah.
Is it Nam?
I think it's Nam.
Oh,
or is it
jeez.
Nam?
National Association. NAM.
Yeah, it's probably Nam. Yeah, and then you guys, I sent my first pilot, because I sent a pilot to the show, and it was maybe not quite there, and then we did another pilot, and we nailed it.
You got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, like Dave said, for all the Edge members, you got all those tracks, got all the PDFs. We're going to be releasing these inside of the Drumeo members area. If you're not a Drumeo member, please go to drumeo.com/trial, and you can get a free 7-day trial. Or if you just want to straight away sign up, go to drumeo.com/edge, and you can sign up to Drumeo Edge. But Carson, dude, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah.
Follow him online, One Up Drum Vids
Yeah.
on YouTube, on Instagram,
Yeah.
everywhere you can. We're going to show the trailer.
Yeah, to end this lesson, right? Do you have anything else to add? You want to thank the Academy?
I'm sweating right through my shirt.
Dude, I'm drizzling underneath here, too.
You got
It's
a good
hot in here
color.
today.
It is. Their AC's off. Thanks, Ross. Going to turn the AC on for us.
Yeah, I just got to give one last shout out to Jordy, because
Yeah.
without him,
Huge, yeah.
couldn't have done any of this. So he's my partner who I made all the videos with.
Thanks, Jordy.
I love you, Jordy.
I've never met you, but you seem like a good guy.
He is
Yeah.
world class.
Okay, so to end this video, we're going to show the trailer for the new upcoming release, Exploring Beats Hip Hop Grooves. Here's the trailer.
A Drumeo exclusive, Exploring Beats, featuring the grooves and rhythms from Dr. Dre, Timbaland, DJ Premier, The Neptunes, Madlib, Black Milk, Kanye West, Pete Rock, No ID, and J. D.
This looks terrible.
Oh, thanks, Gary.
Well, at least you covered Timbaland. I sure love his products. See ya.
Okay. Well, welcome to Exploring Beats, where we explore some beats.
Oh, nice one.
I've always wanted to kind of dig into my favorite hip hop grooves and pick them apart and try and recreate them from the ground up to kind of see what I could learn. So when Jared and Dave gave Jordy and I an opportunity to produce a show, that's exactly what we did. In every episode, we kind of take 3 hand-picked grooves from some of my favorite hip-hop producers, and we did our best to kind of meticulously recreate the music with all the subtle timing. So when you're learning how to play these grooves, you're not just sitting there playing grooves, you're actually trying to sit the groove inside of the music as close as possible to how the producer initially intended. It's a little bit of a crazy groove boot camp, and things get really weird. I think you'll dig it. Gary.
What?
I think you pressed pause a little too soon. Things were just about to get good.
Yeah, I doubt that. Let's see. Here we go. Get out of here.
We follow Gary on his hero's journey as he confronts love, betrayal, weight loss, and his search for a deep and meaningful life. There's some drumming as well.
Remember